Hey, hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's continue where we left off previously. I have to say, not much convinced that my units here can break out easily. And in all fairness, I think I might have more of a chance. Doing something like this. Those flak battalions ain't gonna help too much, but the point is, it takes that much. Is this the only unit? Yeah, it seems like it. And then they cannot do anything there because of the light mod. Well, I have to say that I find that to be highly underwhelming. My main problem still being that I just have very little ways of really like making it across and doing a whole lot there. And to be honest, I kind of want to have the 6th Army also go down. So we're also still dealing with that. I have a bunch of reasonably good units. I'm gonna move all of those down. So the idea is that I'm slowly going to pull all of those guys out. And I'm gonna have the Romanians and the Italians hold these positions. For the moment, that is. And then later on, the Italians will also come and move. But yeah, for the moment, I'm kind of shuffling these around. And I'm just gonna triple stack them too. Like, that is the safest. And I will have to reorganize them a bit, but I'll take care of that too. So right here, the 17th Army will also start moving down. Of course, I already have one Italian unit there. '77 is actually not too bad, but they need fuel and stuff. Same applies for them. Getting across the river is the biggest problem. The toughest, because it's a big river. It's not something you easily do. Let's go over this very quickly. The 49th Mountain Corps and this corps are kind of intertwined. Nothing to do there. Okay. Switch these. I currently don't have that much, but I need you under that core. You're already on it. You and you. Then I need a second corps, the 39th, that will take the rest of these units. And Or was it a 20th? Let's take a quick peek. 20th. You're already under the 29th, and then both of these should also be under the 29th here. I've made some serious changes to my plan. It's a lot less ambitious now. That's fine. Nothing to be done about it. At which point? There are 2 motorized corps that will deal with the rest. Let's have the 40th motorized corps take care of everything here. Also part of the 40th. 239th Infantry Division will just stay under the HQ here. You need to be under the 3rd Romanian. Makes a lot more sense. We'll also start pulling out more units of the 16th Army, especially this unit, which is only 5,000 men, which is not particularly amazing. Right. Then I have the 3rd motorized, which will try to take care of most of these things here. 3rd motorized. 3rd motorized. 3rd motorized. How much is 3rd motorized now? 9 out of 12. I guess I'll keep 16th on their 1st Panzer Army for the moment. Well, main problem here is that they already have 27. It's not as if I can use them there either. Let's move these up. See if I can let them help out up there. 22nd Italian Corps. Expeditionary Italian Corps. And if I do it like that, then both of these are at 8 out of 9. I have one of these under the OKH. At the very least, it should be under Army Group South. which is way too big under current conditions. Let me guess, everything is too big. Pretty much. Okay, well. I'll see there. These guys are some of the most powerful units that I have, and they can do absolutely nothing. One thing that does need to be done, though, is pulling both of these from the line and putting them in refit. Gonna have to think about what I'm gonna do with the rest of this army, though. I might weaken them a bit to send some forces further up in here, so the encirclement will go a little bit easier. So basically now, I would then need to take a look as to what I can do to, you know, reinforce those positions and stuff. I think these guys, I want to keep them there so they'll have a better time crossing. The same applies for these, but I'll be looking to swing some of the 6th Army units, and I would say certainly the more powerful units are coming into play there. So if I say take away these 3, turn them into separate corps and try to move those guys around, then that might ultimately help as well. At that point, maybe I'm better off retreating 1x here, since the goal is to move like that anyway, and I don't have anything else in that position. I'll strengthen it with an Italian unit. They will stay here. I'll also put an Italian unit here to reinforce that. It's not a lot, but it might help a little bit anyway. At this point, I think, though, yeah, I have one too many units. How am I looking at 2nd Panzer D? Yeah, what I'll do here is, this is the 17th Corps. I'll put all these guys on the 17th. Yeah, there we are. Yeah. And then the 17th will go under the 2nd Panzer Army. Down. Then the 44th will take a bunch of these. There we go. And then out here, got those on refit. I'm okay with the way things are there, but this is the 59th. Let's put you under there too. I'm actually fine with putting the 298th up too, and also putting them under the 17th Corps. Yeah, there we go. And then these will be put under 6th Army, but they'll reorganize themselves a little bit longer. There we go. They'll stay on refit. These guys will continue moving. I'm actually inclined to send them under the 1st Panzer Army as well. Yeah, I definitely need to get both of those guys out. They're terrible. Oh, they're terrible. It's a bit of a reshuffle, but this should work. And that's a 29th Corps. Ah, this is the reason that they're so powerful. Well, there we go. These guys are then going to move. I don't like the way this looks. I'll be covering that flank, at least that way. I'll keep those in here or not. Yeah, let's go. So this is also a bit problematic, if you ask me. I'll move them in there. Let's move. They still need to refit, but these guys are doing quite well now. I'll keep them like that. Question is, what corps can I put these guys on? Let's just put them on the 41st Motorized Corps now. Then up here, I am moving these guys around as well. This is still a bit terrifying, but I'll do it like that. My hope is that with these attacks, things will be a little bit easier over time, but it is somewhat debatable whether that will actually be the case. Well, currently, I most certainly want to get 14th up down here, because 18th has to go. They need to refit. Now that's a problem. So now I do actually need an additional motorized core. Let's put these guys under the 14th. That's not great, but it's only 2 units. Wow. Okay, what the heck? Jeez. That was not particularly great. I really thought they would be able to make it, but okay. Let's do a switcheroo there. Not quite sure whether I'm already capable of attacking there, so I'll just leave it at that. What else do I got here? The Ramke Fallschirmjäger units. It's a pretty powerful force. What else? Here we are. Both of those looking pretty good, especially in terms of fuel and stuff. I most certainly will be putting them in those kind of positions, but let's pull them out. Another thing that I want to do is I want to start moving the Hungarians closer to their designated locations soon enough. So I have them around Obion for now, and practically they will go and take up positions on the Don once I have the ability to do something like that, which is obviously not now. Let's also see here. I'll be moving those down. Alright, well, I think that's probably gonna be it. Except for you here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so under current conditions, I kind of need to switch this up. This is a 24th motorized. Let's put you under there too, just for the moment. Let's take a look. Things will be pretty dicey in the next few turns here. I'm definitely interested to see how things are gonna work out, because I think this will really like make or break the campaign, really. And there'll be more mud now that it's raining again, and the start of all of this is a bit of a gamble at that, because the difficult weather certainly doesn't help. They'll easily retake that position by just moving these units in there, but like I said, it will be interesting to see how I'm potentially going to repocket it. The ultimate goal here is Chula, of course, so anything that I can get closer to it will certainly help. Soviets doing some recon on day 1, day 5. That's it. 2 days. These guys can easily move in there. Might even cut off all of these units. But I couldn't put anything in there. Okay. Interesting, 30,000 troops on there. Oh. Wow, I'm impressed. If the Soviets still value attacking here over getting those units out, I will be very pleased at that. We'll see how that goes. As unfortunate as these attacks are, ultimately they're not gonna break the campaign. So it's still gonna be a little bit of a tug, but the most important thing is getting this rail line. Ultimately, they help. Towards Stalingrad, there are only 2 rail lines. I have no clue what just happened. The AI is very weird here in that it is attacking with a bunch of individual units that continuously cannot actually break in. Guess they moved up. They still held. And I did want them to attack here because my goal is to encircle them, so if they attack, they cannot move those forces out, and that's exactly what I want. Italians are holding up well enough anyway, with level 3 fortifications. Haha. But please don't attack second time. The units here are not cut off, but wow, impressive. Not so impressive, but not surprising either. They will hold though. Yeah. Easy. Most of the fighting will be done now that we're building front line. Be very curious to see what happens now. Especially with that breakout, like it will be tough to get them to connect, especially with the bad weather. But I need to desperately start stopping Soviet attacks too, and I really need them to disperse a bit so that they're too weak to fight all along the front. So we'll get to see what has to be done soon enough. Once the logistics are done. Interestingly enough, pull to city always takes the longest. It's as if the pool is giving back, but I don't know. The only thing I can hope for is that the units, the Panzer units that went there did not get cut off, but only partisans. Let's take a look down here. Seems like they cheated back to the river with a bunch of weak units there. It seems like they're trying to get out with some of their units, but I think at this point I can break through the breach. Yeah, I thought as much, but I can re-encircle them, maybe even make it bigger and try again. Seems like this hex is left abandoned in the process. They moved a unit out of there, which is also interesting. And I should be able to take that hex. The tricky part is that this is very heavily defended, so I will not be able to take it easily. I'm not sure whether I can take that naval infantry brigade. Again, it's heavy woods, mud. Those things are not ideal. But I might have to try and still get in there. I really want to get this double rail there. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap things up. I want to thank you for watching. Do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. See you then.